I'm now a senior consultant.
I'm a 24-year-old management consultant.
I'm a junior consultant.
I am a consultant.
I'm a junior consultant as well.
Okay, but what does that even mean? I had the opportunity to attend the McGill Women in Consulting Convention, which is run by JED, a student-run consulting firm based out of McGill University.
JED is McGill's student-run consulting firm, and we're also Canada's largest by student size. And every semester we work with about 5 to 6 clients on semester-long projects that typically center around business problems that are focused on the student body. We've worked on a lot of really cool projects with some pretty exciting companies, people like Bell Media, Chess.com, Garage, and Cineplex.
I knew nothing about consulting before this, so join me as I learn more about it. Our first consulting firm was Accuracy, but what is it that these firms even do?
Yeah, so essentially consultants are problem solvers for businesses. And companies will hire consultants as third-party advisors to help them solve whatever their most pressing challenges are.
So consulting firms basically have a bunch of industry information, experts in different fields, and information from all of the firms they've worked with in the past. So they have way more information than any one firm can have, because one firm can't have information on the entire industry. So they're really well positioned to help a firm solve any problems that they might have. So they can work in several different industries like healthcare, finance, education, energy, and then within these industries they can give different types of advice. Like strategy consulting, you look at more long-term decisions like helping a company expand to a new country or create a new product. This is in contrast to something like IT consulting, where consultants would give companies advice about how to better use technology in their business. So this would involve looking at how the company is currently using technology, what is available, what their competitors are using, and they use all of that information to give them a step-by-step detailed plan on how to improve their IT system. Next, McKinsey, another firm, came and did a workshop on presenting yourself with presence.
So I would definitely say my favorite part of the convention was the McKinsey panel, because I don't think I've ever been to a panel that has just been women who really just want to empower you and teach you how to take your space in finance.
And they had a lot of tips and stories of their own, but what stuck out to me was one of them telling us to walk into a room with the confidence of a 25-year-old finance bro.
We have 3 amazing panels. We're going to start off with the Breaking into Consulting panel. Here's our panelists. And then we have our mentorship panel, as well as our industry spotlight on digital technology.
A common theme amongst all of them was this idea of focusing on learning and translating rather than knowing, because consulting just involves working with a lot of different companies on a lot of different projects, so you can never know everything and you're always kind of on your toes.
Yeah, so last year I was actually the only first-year girl in JED, and that honestly felt really intimidating. I felt like I was less capable of doing something impactful for the club. So going forward, as I'm now in my second year, I wanted to create something that could empower future JED girls that are currently participating in the conference, but also bring together the student body of McGill and kind of be the bridge between women at McGill and the top consulting firms in the field.
So we started off the day with a workshop on storytelling during interviews, and we focused on STAR structure, which is basically when someone asks you a question, you respond with describing a situation, the tasks that were involved, the actions that you took, and what the results were. So if someone were to ask me something like, describe a time where I dealt with a challenge, I might respond with something like, this morning my roommate spilled milk on the floor, and so someone had to clean up that milk. And me being the caring roommate that I am, I cleaned up the milk, which resulted in a clean kitchen and a happy roommate. But obviously use something less silly. The point is that you can prepare these stories a little bit beforehand.
There was a lot of listening, which is great. So today our goal is to make you do some physical activity. Get up, move around. and do some sport in what is literally probably the minimum legal definition of what a sport is. Each team will have to nominate a thrower, somebody who is accurate, has minimal arm strength.
Oh! A dagger.
What do you guys do on JED?
We work on these consulting projects. So last semester I got to do this recruitment project for a fintech company, and it was super cool to see like recruitment from the opposite side, and it's something that like I'll end up going through that process too, so that was awesome.
I did a management consulting project with a Canadian ice cream company whereby we helped them increase their customer base, more focused with Gen Z customers.
So I get to lead my entire project, get to interact more with clients, and get to oversee junior and senior consultants, which is really exciting.
Cool. What do you do as a senior consultant?
Yeah, so as a senior consultant, you pretty much, other than bossing around some of the junior consultants sometimes, you get to hop on client calls, you get to come up with recommendations and tangible suggestions that companies, our clients, can integrate into their businesses. So for example, last semester I worked for a mining company that wanted to increase their recruitment services, so getting more interns. So we were able to survey and focus group a lot of McGill students and see what they want to get out of an internship.
So from the co-president side, I'm pretty much leading an excellent and amazing team of people to, not only run projects but also plan events such as this. And as an engagement manager, I'm leading an actual project team, and I'm specifically responsible for working directly with the client to help us throughout the project. And I collaborate with a project manager and a team of consultants over the course of roughly 11 weeks to work on the mandate that our sales team sells.
So Capital One came in and did a case workshop with us. A case is basically where you're provided with a business problem, and your responsibility is to decide on a direction, ask questions, and create a solution to that problem. So this involves brainstorming, problem solving, and organizing your ideas until eventually you present. And the presentation involves the solution itself, why you decided on that direction, the risks, and the next steps. So say for example, the problem is that Willy Wonka is trying to break into the cookie market, but he doesn't know how to do that. So he comes to you and you decide to ask him some questions and go through some analysis and some calculations, and you come up with a solution which you present to Willy Wonka himself. And you tell him that he should work with the Cookie Monster and he should go through XYZ steps in order to convince the Cookie Monster to work with him. And there you go, you've cracked the case. So in consulting, interviewers will go through case interviews where they basically give you this type of situation and you have to go through and give them a solution. And it's basically just to assess your problem solving skills before hiring you. I've linked some better mock case interviews in the description because my example would definitely not cut it in an interview situation.
So we all know that internships are fantastic avenues to explore and discover your passion.
Throughout the convention, there was this underlying stress about having to find an internship over the summer, and the speakers on the internship panel definitely emphasized the idea of not letting that noise kind of get to you. I wanted to include a lot of their tips for getting internships and stuff like that, but I honestly think there are videos that do it way better, so I've linked some in the description. The Senior Women Leaders panel was really inspiring. There's something really cool about being able to hear other women describe the obstacles that they've overcome, and to see them be on the other side of it definitely makes the journey feel a lot less daunting.
My favorite part of the convention, this sounds very corny, but probably seeing everyone together. We were definitely not expecting such overwhelming enthusiasm from everyone who's come.
I'm really happy to meet a lot of like-minded girls. I know that we can all empower each other together and learn from each other throughout the whole process, whether no matter where we are, each of us in the job search process or just our interest in consulting. I think knowing that we all have this common value is really important to me.
As you may have noticed, professionals in consulting come from so many different backgrounds and experiences, and we hope that this was able to reinforce that you do not just have to come from a business background or be a male to thrive and succeed in the field. Thank you so much again, and that concludes our annual first edition of the
I want to thank the JED members that put this convention together. I could genuinely feel the enthusiasm as soon as I walked into the building, and I met so many amazing people that genuinely wanted to lift each other up. And I can confidently say that I walked away not only with new connections, but also new friends. So on that cheesy note, I will see you next time. Bye!